still going on, and instead of doing, Superman or Wonder Woman, they went with Green Lantern for some reason, and they put Green Lantern out there, and not everybody liked it. It got mixed and negative reviews, and they're already talking about a Green Lantern reboot.
They need to do a Green Lantern reboot, because I love Ryan Reynolds as an actor, but he's too comical for that. He did actually. I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. He did better as Deadpool in Wolverine's movie than he did as Green Lantern. They should have just kept his ass at Deadpool.
Yeah, and my whole thing with his portrayal of Deadpool was the way the writers took the character itself, not his portrayal. Because people are like, he sucked. I'm like, no, he didn't suck as Deadpool. The people who decided to turn Deadpool into what they turned him into is what a lot of people have beef with. But going back to Marvel, you are of the mind that it makes a big difference that the characters were established way beforehand.
Yep.
In the continuity, and to add little tidbits here and there, particularly the whole, I guess, Marvel's trademark, which was wait till after the credits. Did you stay till after the credits? What are you talking about? Oh, well, you didn't see, the teaser of Captain America's shield, or, you didn't see, Sam Jackson
pop up
at the very end, and, and that kept people coming back. They were like, oh, snap. So that means there's going to be a Hulk movie. Oh, snap. There's going to be a Captain America now? Like, oh, wow. Okay. This is awesome. With DC, you're having to, I guess, throw those teasers in there, have characters like, first of all, you've got, in one movie, you're going to have us have to get used to Ben Affleck as the new Batman. Now, let me say this. He is heads and shoulders better of an actor than he was back then. And I watched the movie recently as a few months ago, and he was not awful. What was bad about Daredevil was the writing and the pacing and the directing.
Oh, yeah, Daredevil was horrible to me. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
It was okay, cool. I mean, they had Electra, excuse me, y'all, because of the way I talk. But they had her in there, and it was okay, but it's when you're portraying something as legendary as superheroes. I mean, everybody wants to be a superhero, no matter who you are. You could be little kids want to be Powerpuff Girls. If they're going to do a live action Powerpuff Girl movie, you're going to have to come with it. They don't care how pint-sized them kids are. They're going to have to come with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which would be awesome.
Would be. Very, very would be. I might write the script for that one. Keep that in mind, y'all. We go down. Okay? No, I mean, when you have to really be of the mindset of what would this character be like in real life? How can I portray the human part of this individual? Because people forget, like Man of Steel, we just saw that. And I honestly have to say, I applaud DC and Nolan and Snyder and all them for that movie, because that was simply amazing.
And credit to Henry Cavill, because
oh my God, he did that so well. And also, you know what, credit to the younger Supermans.
Oh yeah, the child
kids.
And the teenager.
Yes, the child
I wish
and
we
teen.
knew their names, but you're exactly right.
Credit to them too, because number one, all three of them look like they could be brothers. First off, the casting director picked them perfectly to play those parts. Each child knew that they were pretty much playing a superhero.
Oddball.
Yes, they knew that they were playing someone different. And big up to the writers for showing people the humanitarian side of Superman, because yes, although he was an alien, he was raised by humans, so you had to see what he had to go through. Right. So it's the same thing with Batman. Yes, although he may not have no superpower, he developed his power, which he took his ordinary his fighting skill, his training skill, his combat. He took all of that and was able to, and not only be a genius, he's, a little weapons genius or whatever, scientist and all that other stuff. And not only that, he had Morgan Freeman to help him. He
had Morgan Freeman. They gave him a different name in the movie, but it was Morgan Freeman.
That guy. They had the old black guy help him.
It was Morgan Freeman playing Morgan Freeman looking person.
But yeah, I mean, y'all, I know some of y'all are probably like, wow, but it's true though. If you gonna take on something as legendary, these superheroes have been around since the early 1900s. Y'all, like, let's not forget this. The first comic book, 1907, 1908. Y'all gotta realize these people been around longer than since what? The Cold War, World War I, World War II, 3, Vietnam. I mean, these superheroes have given, America hope when it came to like their trying times, when we were going through depressions and wars and all that. They kept putting out comic after comic after comic, because it's like, hey, look, there's Superman, hey, there's Batman, hey, look, there's Wonder Woman, there's these people you can believe in that have these superpowers that you can bring to life, and that will give you hope and keep your mind off of what's going on around you. So as a 21st century actor, actress, you gotta realize you got some weight on your shoulders. Yeah. I'm sorry. I wish they would. I wish I was a celebrity right now. I would, because you know what? I don't care. I don't care if they had to spray paint me white. Somebody is finna find out. I'm finna bring some soul to the superhero, whomever I'm playing, whether it be She-Ra or Supergirl or somebody, anybody. It don't matter. If I'm gonna portray a I'm gonna go back, but like, hold on, let me go and pull back some old comics. Let me see what's up. Let me see where this person comes from. Where did this person's origin start from on paper, so I can bring it to life on screen. Right. That's what they need to do. DC needs to go back to where they came from and bring that stuff to life. And if any of y'all think I'm wrong, holla at me. Yeah, come find me. OtaKastRadio.
I think the key thing you said, or you were saying in your own way, was those characters in their own way, they were inhuman in what they were able to do and what they were able to overcome, because they embodied ideals of what America wanted to achieve, but they also embodied a very human side of America. So when Batman struggled, with the death of a Robin, or Superman had to kill somebody, that was a very human thing they had to deal with. Yep. Which everybody could relate to. Because how else are you going to relate to a Kryptonian who could, on this planet, do virtually whatever they want to? Because emotions, that's something that we like to think is universal. Yep. But speaking toward, and this is a good conversation. This is GI Radio. Desmond Childs with Saki Matsuri of After Dark Radio. I think we touched on a lot of it. I think the big elephant in the room that really bothers me, we're both African American, and we still, as of right now, do not have that mainstream superhero that is of color, whether it be African American, Hispanic, anything that is not, white, European, you know what I mean? Something. And it's not, and I hate, let me get this out there before we get into that, because this is hot water.
It is.
Now, for the record, neither one of us have problems with anybody, any white people, we don't have problems, but there's something about seeing you, quote unquote, on the screen. Yeah. There's something about being able to relate to someone who, quote unquote, is the same as you, the color of their skin, many times depending on the origin of that character, where they grew up at. There are some superheroes out there who grew up in the hood. Yep. There are some superheroes who started off wealthy. You know what I mean? Like Bruce Wayne was rich. Bruce Wayne was rich, and as awesome as Batman is, and as he doesn't kill. Now imagine Bruce Wayne coming from I was gonna say Oak Cliff, but imagine Bruce Wayne coming from a ghetto hood, like the hood. Yeah. Do you think he would still maintain that whole "I don't kill"? Because you think him or his parents growing up in the hood where people are crazy? No. Because you're trying to stay alive in the hood. You're not thinking, oh, I haven't. No, absolutely not. Right. OtaKastRadio@gmail.com. Send us your questions, comments, and concerns. Who would you like to see as your favorite superhero of color? And there's a twist on that question. who would you like to see as your favorite superhero of color? Even a non-traditional. If you like to see
Green Lantern, the black one.
She said Idris Elba, Black Green Lantern.
Elba, one of the hottest African American actors out there to this day. He better put on somebody's suit. I don't care. I will start a petition. He better put on somebody's suit.
There's been a lot of talk of him. Somebody said Will Smith, but there's been a lot of talk of him being. He was
already a superhero. Hancock.
Yeah. But they were saying Black Panther. They were also saying Denzel Washington as Black Panther, and I'm like, come on, y'all.
Denzel's kind of old.
Denzel is like 56. He is old.
He's getting old.
We love Denzel Washington.
Now, if he could pull some Bruce Willis type stuff, I can understand.
Now, to be that old, crazy, I'm gonna murder 80 people, Bruce Willis kind of anti-hero. And he's done that type of role. But here's my thing. Where are all the black actors or the actors of color, actresses of color, to fill these roles? Hollywood has I mentioned this earlier, has a very distinctive style in terms of how they cast these movies. And guys, we're speaking specifically towards superhero films in general. Now, you had Halle Berry as Catwoman, but it was a very highly sexualized movie. And that's a whole another can of worms that we could open if we go into that topic.
And not only that, no matter how you look at it, a lot of people consider Halle Berry like one of the prime African American, actresses out there, but there's also the issue of, her skin tone. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were like, okay, she played Catwoman because she almost looked white.
Yeah, right.
And just since we throwing out, superheroes and stuff, I wouldn't call him an anti-hero. And this man I'm about to mention, he is not of the DC or Marvel universe. He is of the Dark Horse universe. Mm-hmm. And I am referring to Spawn. Michael Jai White. You get the business. I know my dude sitting right here. That is fine. But I'm with him. It don't matter. I can fantasize about that black man. Anyway. But real talk, okay, ladies, y'all know that man is well trained in martial arts, like in MMA and all that other good stuff. But when I saw him in Spawn, I fell in love. I was like, yo, he brought that character to life. He brought him to life. Like, you saw the origin story, and then you also saw the action of it. You saw, okay, this is what happened to him. This is what he went through to get there. And then he was still able to get his revenge and still go on to do his thing. I'm mad they didn't do a part 2. I'm praying they do a part 2. We don't know. But honestly, what Spawn came out in the mid-90s? Mid to late 90s. I was like, God knows, 10 years old, anywhere between the age of 10 to 13. And that, when Dark Horse did that, I don't know who they collaborated with, production wise, what company they collaborated with, but Dark Horse got a high five from me. They got a 5 score, 4 stars, 2 thumbs up, Roger and Ebert, whatever. That's prime base right there. You don't see stuff like that nowadays in the 21st century because Hollywood is, you got Will Smith out there and stuff like that, but his acting is different from something like that. That's why he was able to portray Hancock. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Snarky kind of.
Still somewhat comedy, whatever. Okay, yes, he's played some very serious roles, but everybody knows him as comedy.
He brings that. Every person has that light touch of humor.
Exactly.
And he always
maintain that. Everybody knows him as the Fresh Prince. So you go from Fresh Prince, movies like Independence Day and stuff like that.
That black everyman, so to speak.
Yeah, that's that everyday, I'm a military guy, now I'm turned super, kind of save the world type thing. That's one thing, but to actually be a hero
character actor.
Yeah, character actor of non-human origins, although people don't, Hancock was a human. Mm-hmm. He was human. Although he was bred, he was still a human being, but he had natural abilities because of the change of his DNA. That's all they did. He was still a human being. Spawn was a human being who died and was brought back to life with demonic powers that he turned around and started using for good. Mm-hmm. So, Spawn is the perfect anti-hero, but he flipped it. Y'all,